Okay, David's question. He says, I'm 68 and still trying to improve. He mentions that he didn't get serious until 61 and joined Trainer Road 3 years ago. So good on you, David. Way to go. He says, against my peers, according to one database, I do pretty well, about in the top third, with short power bursts of 60 seconds or less. But in 5 to 60 minutes, I'm in the bottom third using watts per kilogram, but same general fallout in watts alone. So I assume that what he's looking at is probably that like Cat 1 to 5 power chart that has been referenced pretty regularly.
Power profiling.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He says, besides losing weight, currently at 188 pounds, would it be better to use a plan with more zone 2 base and endurance, something like the polarized plans, traditional base, that sort of thing, or more tempo and sweet spot work to improve power in longer increments of 20 to 60 minute power? I'm considering a Nationals Masters 40K time trial next year, but still enjoy Gran Fondo length events. Chad, what would you say on this one? You first.
Yes, my advice is a little more general than what's coming up, but I recommend forgetting the kilograms part of that equation, simply because, well, first off, bring your watts up and everything improves anyways, regardless of what happens to your body weight. And secondly, the type of course that you're doing. I mean, the whole course is for horses. If you're doing 40K TTs and they're flatter, or whatever your preference is, maybe you'll train using fondos, that sort of thing, and those are flatter too. It's really just about the watts on the road. I mean, Nate and I went on a ride a couple months back, and his fitness is way better than mine, but we got on the flat dirt.
True.
And I could hang in there. That's also true. And I could hang in there. But when the road tipped upward, he was gone. There wasn't anything I could do about it. But on the flat stuff, which is what I really preferred, and I had a really good day. So if those are the sort of courses you're pursuing, and if you're looking at a flat time trial, I wouldn't worry about your body weight at all. I mean, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't pushing the flats, just so you know.
Oh gosh, get out of here, this guy.
We tailed off the other two riders. They were both pretty fit guys, so we were going good.
It's got to be on the bingo card.
I would say too that, like, looking at the Coggin chart, I think that well, it depends on your size, but I think that the FT, the FTP column is is too high for the category. And based off the numbers that we see inside of Trainer Road, for like the bell curve of cyclists, it's way too high. And especially then if you think of this as the power you can actually hold for 60 minutes, then it's way too high, because most people can't do it for 60 minutes. They're more like a 30 minute or 40 minute unless they really train it up. So I'm looking right here, Cat 2, like 4.5 for men. That's kind of in the middle, and goes up to like 4.8. Now it's Cat 2 at like 4, and I could do fine. Great. I could win races.
Yeah.
So
Amber, how about you?
I think there's a couple of ways that you can approach this, and I think there's a bottom up approach and a top down approach, and I think they're not mutually exclusive. And probably your best bet is to do a mix of both. So bottom up is to say you want to build that general aerobic fitness and muscular endurance that will support that kind of work, right? Like, you can't just jump in and be able to do it. You have to build out all the machinery. And when I say machinery, I mean, the cardiovascular system. So your circulatory system, building out all that vascularization to supply the muscles with oxygen. You want to build up mitochondria, the number of mitochondria, the efficiency and size of the mitochondria, all of those little aspects of the machinery that will support that kind of work. You need to build that up from the bottom. So that's aerobic fitness, muscular endurance. That's kind of set the stage for being able to do those longer efforts at higher power. So you're going to gradually build that steady state power from the bottom up. The other approach is to take it from the top down. So you activate top end power with more accessible, as in shorter efforts, with bursts of, maybe it's a 30-second burst, and then building up to 1 to 2 minute intervals, and then building into longer intervals. And so you're starting with top end power. These top end power type efforts that are shorter, they're shorter to make them accessible with those higher power outputs, but they teach your body the motor patterns and the sensations of producing really high wattage. So what does it feel like? What do you need to do neuromuscularly in terms of moving your legs? What are those sensations when you're just producing really high absolute power? You may not be able to do that for a long time at first, but teaching your body what that feels like is really important. And then as you start at that top end, you can start to extend the time that you're putting out higher levels of absolute power, and that's the top down approach. So bottom up, top down, I think doing a little bit of both really helps you get to this goal of being able to put out higher power for longer. So you need that long, steady state, bottom up foundation to support these types of efforts. But you also at the same time need to teach your body what it feels like to be putting out really high wattage. And then you kind of meet in the middle. So that's kind of, I don't think it's all or nothing. There's no one secret silver bullet that's going to give you exactly what you're looking for. But I think that doing a little bit of mix of both will probably be a good path to get there.
I've got some thoughts on this one too, that there's a temptation to think that, okay, I need to do longer efforts. I need to be better at those. So I need to do a lot of low intensity work to get there. Mm-hmm. But so much of this comes from specificity. When you're talking about 5 to 60 minutes, you need to be able to maintain a high percentage of your threshold, and you need to work at that. It's not by maintaining just a low percentage of your threshold for a really long time that you're going to get there. That sustainability work, even if you do a ton of just Z2 work, that sustainability comes from you also working at sustaining that higher level at specificity. So 40K TT plan, that sort of thing is really going to work on that. If in your case, David, if you're going to do a 40K time trial, that plan is going to be fantastic for you at making you better at that. Can I just take a quick moment to talk about the polarized plans and zone 2 in general? I want to cover some myths. I've been following I've been disregarded. I've been following the polarized plan now for, I guess, just about 9 or 10 weeks. And there's a myth about zone 2 that I want to share with everybody, is that it's just easy. And it's not. It's hard.
Zone 2 for Coggin, not for polarized.
Right. And if you're riding so go out and ride at basically 70 to 80% of your threshold, and hold that for 2 hours and see how you feel.
It's really hard.
It's hard. It's not easy. It's a lot of hard work, and getting used to just holding that for a long period of time, that's tough. I mean, Amber, that's a lot of the work that you did as a pro cyclist. Is those long days are not just like getting to spin around and take Instagram clips the whole time and stop for treats at a bakery. It's hard work. So yeah. I think that there's this myth that exists where people polarize the polarized sort of training even more so than it actually is. And they think that, oh, it's super easy, and then I just go really hard on one day or another. But to be frank, when you're really working on basically pushing up that VT1 and VT2, it's uncomfortable. It's hard stuff. So it's productive training too. So I've been really liking the polarized plans. I think high volume has been too much for my life currently right now. I've been burning the candle at both ends, and my fatigue has just been steadily ramping up. And I think that I need to drop back to mid volume. Because I've been averaging somewhere around 10 hours a week now for a while. And that gets pretty tough when life doesn't. And that's in terms of TSS, even though TSS isn't as important as my progressions, somewhere around like 500 TSS basically is what I've been carrying. And it's hard with life. So I think I'm going to step back after nationals and look at mid volume possibly. So
if you like this video, make sure you give us a thumbs up.
If you didn't like this video, you can give it a thumbs down, but let us know what you would have done differently in the comments below.
If you want to see more of these videos, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you want to become a faster cyclist, check out trainerroad.com.
Do it.